Have you ever wondered what would happen if a 200-kilogram gorilla faced off against 100 humans? We're not talking about just any fight, but a hypothetical battle between one of the strongest animals on the planet and a crowd of humans who would come out on top. To answer this question, let's analyze the physical strength, intelligence, endurance, and psychology of both sides. Most importantly, what does this teach us about our relationship with the animal kingdom? Get ready for a journey of discoveries, where we'll explore the power of the gorilla, human strategy, and the limits of each side. And most importantly, what does this teach us about our relationship with the animal kingdom? Now imagine the scene. A fierce and determined gorilla facing a group of humans in an epic showdown. What do you think would happen? The gorilla, as you probably already know, is not just a large primate, but also a true force of nature. When we talk about a gorilla's physical strength, we're talking about something truly impressive, which is many times stronger than any human bite. Its arms, when extended, are much longer than those of a human, giving it a significant advantage in hand-to-hand combat. Let's consider a scenario where the gorilla is surrounded. Even if 100 people tried to hold it down, it could react explosively, using its brute strength to break free. Moreover, its musculature is not just powerful, but also highly efficient. Every movement is coordinated to maximize its strength. If you put a gorilla in a ring with any human, it's clear that it would physically dominate. But what would happen when it faces such a large number of humans? One advantage of having such a large group is that, even though the gorilla is much stronger, it would have to deal with a crowd that could wear it down over time. The gorilla's physical advantage is undeniable, but it's not unbeatable. It also has its limitations. For example, if the fight went on for too long, the gorilla's endurance could decrease, while the humans, with their number and ability to reorganize, might eventually wear it down. Additionally, gorillas aren't naturally aggressive animals. They prefer to avoid conflict unless they feel threatened. This means that if they weren't being cornered or threatened, the gorilla might hesitate to react violently toward the humans. That hesitation could be crucial for the humans to employ the right tactic to subdue it. Humans are gifted with a unique intelligence, which allows us to think, plan, and strategize. In a scenario like this, our ability to think quickly and work in teams would be a crucial advantage. Now, imagine a situation where 100 people unite to face the gorilla. The first thing they would need to do is organize into groups and communicate clearly. Our brains allow us to form alliances instantly and devise complex plans. This gives us a huge advantage over any animal, no matter how strong it may be. Picture this: while one group draws its attention, another could position themselves strategically to minimize the gorilla's mobility. Another interesting aspect of human intelligence in confrontations is our ability to work in specialized teams. In a scenario like this, one team could be responsible for distractions, while another team focuses on restraining the gorilla, perhaps using nets, ropes, or any other type of tool. This is something gorillas can't do. They rely on their natural habitat, and while they are strong and adaptable, they don't have the ability to reinvent themselves or use tools like we do. That flexibility would be essential to balance the forces in the fight. Human knowledge of the terrain and the use of rudimentary weapons or improvised techniques would increase their chances against the gorilla. While the gorilla has physical strength and quick reflexes, there is something it possesses that is often overlooked: its instincts. The gorilla, like all animals, often acts on self-preservation instinct. When it feels threatened, its behavior changes drastically. The fight-or-flight instinct kicks in, and it may use its brute strength in unpredictable ways. This defensive instinct can be a huge advantage. The gorilla's instinctive response would be to fight with everything it has. It wouldn't hesitate to attack to protect itself. The real question is, would the gorilla's instinct make it attack impulsively, or would it have a moment of hesitation that could be exploited by the humans? Furthermore, the animal's psychology must also be considered. A gorilla in captivity, for example, might behave differently than a gorilla in its natural habitat. In the context of our hypothetical battle, understanding the gorilla's behavior would be essential for the humans. Understanding the exact moment when the gorilla would attack or hesitate would be key to any attempt to capture or subdue it. In other words, the gorilla's fear could be a great ally to the humans, as it may act irrationally when it senses its life is in danger. Now, let's think about another important point: human endurance. Although we don't have the same raw strength as a gorilla, our physical and mental endurance is something extraordinary. When you put 100 people into a combat scenario, you're not only relying on each individual's strength, but also on the collective strength of the group. What makes humans so formidable in a confrontation is their ability to persist, even under extreme pressure. In a fight against a gorilla, this endurance would be put to the test in extreme ways. A gorilla may be stronger, but would it be able to fight for a long period without tiring? Its endurance might be limited, and as time passes, it would also become vulnerable to fatigue. Humans, on the other hand, have remarkable mental endurance. Even when physically challenged, a human's emotional and psychological persistence can overcome great obstacles. In a fight, this endurance could be the key to victory. Being able to keep going even when the gorilla seems unbeatable could ensure the 100 humans adapt and find a way to defeat it. But before we wrap up this hypothetical battle, we need to consider the ethics behind all of this. What does a fight between 100 humans and a gorilla teach us about our relationship with animals? Would it be a demonstration of our superiority, or merely proof of our ability to control and subjugate other forms of life? The real question might not be who would win this fight, but what we are learning about ourselves and our impact on the natural world. We need to reflect on the ethics of such a confrontation. Instead of imagining a physical battle, we might ask, how can we peacefully coexist with amazing creatures like the gorilla? The true victory in this context would not be a physical victory. It would actually be a loss for humanity, as it would reflect an inability to recognize our role as protectors of nature and other species. Ultimately, we should use our intelligence to protect these animals and ensure they continue to thrive in their natural habitats. Rather than using them as mere objects of entertainment or tests of strength, after exploring all the variables in this confrontation, we can conclude that the real victory does not lie in who would physically win, but in how we choose to use our abilities. Gorillas with all their strength, intelligence, and instincts deserve respect. And humans with their adaptability need to learn to use their intelligence to create solutions that promote peaceful coexistence, not destruction. This video made us reflect on what it means to be human, and how we can become more aware of our relationship with the rest of the natural world. If this fight were real, the real loss would be for all of us. Let us take the lessons we've learned here and act to protect our planet and the creatures that inhabit it. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.